So, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
You comfortable?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
You're looking good, mate. You're looking good.
Thank
Good
you.
to hear.
So-
Good to see. What was your experience like when you walked in the door today? I just want people to know, because not many people get to experience this.
Oh, look, for me, it's great. When I walked in the door downstairs, I loved what you're doing with the place. It looks fantastic, the growth. And I like that mindset. It's really about continual growth and, what you can do next with your place. But coming up here, I watched one of your podcasts. I looked at this place and I'm just going, wow, it speaks so much about you, doesn't it? In the sense of like your travel or, speaking to different people from different cultures and different experiences. So it's really good. But yeah, as I said, it's great factory, great location.
Well, you walked in the door and you said, "This looks familiar," which is good from my point of view, because it means that you've watched the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, this room. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the studio.
Yeah.
I had a discussion with one of my female podcast guests just previously, and she said, "I've been listening to you for hours," which seems weird. It didn't sit well with me, but it's exactly, you just don't understand what I'm just having fun. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Every time I sit with a guest and learning, I don't think about where it's going or who's digesting it, because sometimes you can worry a bit too much about that sort of stuff and get too consumed by it.
Yeah.
I just want to do what makes me happy, and hopefully people get something out of it.
Absolutely, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, and people can enjoy what you bring, and this is your theatre. That's terrific. Well done.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm trying to live until I die. Come connect, it's a LUID State of Mind. Yeah. Talking traveling, if you wanna fly. Fitness and finance, living a better life. Keep it raw, no filter. Living with no limit. Thank you for tuning in. Come on, let's get it.
Hey, Darren Lawson, welcome to LUID State of Mind.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Melbourne, 17 degrees and sunny.
Yep. And winter. But we've only got a month to go, so
we're
on the right side.
We've had a good winter though, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Mild. Not good for the snowboarders?
No,
the skiers?
No, but I've got kids who play footy, and it's been terrific. So
good stuff.
It's nothing worse than running out there in the rain. So some like it, I don't.
Well, you're a dad. You got 3 kids?
Yep.
What do we got? A couple of boys, girls?
Yeah, older girl, 20, and 18 and 16-year-old boys.
Yeah. How did that journey go with them all? Smooth?
Look, like any family, I won't say we're fully functional, but we do our best. Look, they're terrific. For us, it's really been fitting around their life, which is sport. So I'm a big believer if you can keep kids interested in what their interests are, which is their hobbies. And for our kids, sport's a big part. Cricket, football, basketball, netball. It's a big commitment for us. And my wife and I particularly have been involved with sport, either through committees or volunteering on the day. So we're great.
You're one of those 1%, you and your wife, which is those people and those couples that dedicate their spare time to their kids and to other kids and to teams and to clubs.
Yeah.
I've got to take my hat off to you
Thanks.
people like you, because without you guys, things don't happen. Well, they don't happen as well.
Yeah, thank you. Look, I would say it's more than 1%, but certainly it's a smaller group. In fact, one of our biggest challenges is getting volunteers. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't take it back, what I've experienced. And it's not only for your own kids. There's kids whose parents can't get to games or can't volunteer. So to be able to play a role for them as well, father figure, or in my wife's case, mother figure, we love it. It's great. It's a great community.
Yeah, well, exactly, community. And that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and as I said, I've got to take my hats off, because I've got a young son. He played football, he played rugby. To be honest, I wasn't there for all of what I should have been. It was just one of those things. But I saw the people that took their time to dedicate themselves and passing on skills and knowledge to these young kids, because that's what they need, And you look at single mothers with children, they don't have a father figure.
Yeah,
it's hard on these kids. I mean, sure, they get by. That's they get by as best they can.
Yeah.
But you as a dad understand having boys. You're quintessential to their upbringing and who they're going to develop into. Would you not? Would you?
Oh, yeah.
Would you agree with that?
It's all about moral modelling, absolutely.
Yep.
And I'm not suggesting they have to follow my path when they have children, but I would like to encourage it. It's very rewarding. But you touched on a good point, and I forgot one sport, which is cricket. I'm not as actively involved in cricket. My wife's more involved with cricket, but they've got mentors. They've got father figures who know the game better than I do. So to have them play that role, it doesn't mean that I have to be an expert in that area as well. So it's all about the shared. So I commend your honesty, and people of circumstances, and I've been through that stage where I've worked a lot of hours. I was working weekends, and I wasn't able to commit to my kids as much as I would like, particularly at training. But it is fulfilling to coach, to be a runner, run out there, pass instructions. But I just love kids coming up to you and go, "Can I have some advice?" Or I don't think I played well today, and to be able to talk to them and go, "Well, you know what? There's another day," or "You weren't as bad as what you thought you were. Come down training. Let's practice your kicking or whatever." So that's a rewarding part for me. I get as much out of it as the kids do, I'm sure.
I was going to say it must be pretty humbling for them to approach you and be able to approach you, because you're not their father, you're not their uncle, you're not their brothers, you're somebody that they look up to and admire.
Yeah.
Which is why you look at professional athletes, and the reason why they have to be or behave the way they should behave is because
Absolutely.
You've got all these young kids looking up to them and trying to emulate them. And of course, you don't want to see bad behaviour.
Yeah.
But as you know, kids will be kids. They do stupid shit. And it's just the way it is. But once again, you're talking about a foundation.
Yeah.
A foundation of good morals, good grounding, respect, honour, all those types of words that you hope, as a dad, you've not drilled into them, but just cemented in them that's how you want to behave or who you want to be going forward.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be overly critical here, but it keeps them off devices. And when I say critical, I'm sensitive about how much game time, computer games, for example, my kids play. I want them outdoors. I want them fresh air. I want them to mix physically as well as obviously in that virtual world that they do. So the balance of that health and the mental well-being, and not to be overconsumed with that sort of thing. That's another element of sport for us, to get them outside, go for a run, go to the gym, just get those endorphins, which is what you and I know quite well.
Exactly. We'll talk about that shortly.
Sure.
My question to you is, are you losing the battle in regards to your kids?
No.
No?
No. Look, and I'll take some credit. My wife will take some credit as well, but it's our extended family. It's the friends around us, but it's them too. They've grown up and they've shown a level of maturity. They know what's right and wrong. So I'll say it's both fortune, but we've also worked hard to form those relationships. And
you've made a conscious effort to do that, haven't you?
Well, we have, and it's as I always remember saying, particularly my daughter. Growing up as a younger girl, and the boys obviously, but I remember specifically my daughter. I said, I'll let the rope out, but I will bring it in if I don't feel you're safe, or if I feel like you're doing the wrong thing. Our biggest challenge is, whilst publicly we get a lot of people go, your kids are wonderful and wonderful. At home, they can be shits. I mean, they can not participate and help out around the house and stuff like that. They can be a bit self-centered. So, that's probably as close as the battle. But in terms of danger, in terms of misbehaviour, we're ticking all the boxes. We're very happy.
Good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Job well done. Hey, well, let's go back to the start with you.
Sure.
You're a stunning-looking 52-year-old, and I say that. I say that because I see you on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And not the funny thing. The thing is that we've known each other from afar for 4 years now, 4 or so years.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
At the gym, just said hello, give him the wave.
Yeah.
And finally, after all this time, we had a conversation. We stopped and talked to each other.
Yeah, we did.
Now, I had to apologise, and I apologise to you again today now, is that it was not my intention to not engage with you. It's just when I go to the gym, I've got a job to do.
Yeah,
And
I can resonate.
you can understand that. I put my
Absolutely.
headphones in. I've got an hour,
Yeah.
20, an hour and a half to get my shit done.
Yeah.
And tick the boxes and
Yeah.
get out.
Yep.
I have just recently, and the podcast is a big proponent of my let's say a new outlook on life where I can go a long time without talking to anybody because I work alone.
Yeah.
And I, for a long time, just basically sealed off the doors of any entry to getting into my life for anybody else on the outside.
Sure.
That was I did it. I wouldn't say it was a conscious decision, but it was just one of those things that I got to a point in my life, and I had the thought in my head that I've got everybody I need, man. I've got all I need.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody else.
Sure.
Because you see a lot of people have these friendship groups or these friends or these acquaintances, and it's just they're surrounded by fucking drama. There's always drama going on. So there's always somebody having an issue or a drama, and it's like I've eliminated that out of my life. But now I'm starting to open up again, which is great. My wife and I just recently moved from St Kilda down to Mordialloc, and our friend circle has just fucking exploded. And you being here today is a proponent of that because I stopped and I took the time to have a discussion with you, whereas for a long time I would have not bothered to engage.
Sure.
So that's it. My apologies for that.
You don't have to apologise.
Because, I can come off, and people know I've heard it, I come off as arrogant, which is fair enough. That's fine. You know, if that's what you want to label me, it's just that, as I said, I've got a job to do. And that's like when I go to work, I work. When I go to the gym, I gym. You know,
it's an interesting topic because years ago people didn't walk around with headphones or AirPods and stuff like that. So as soon as I see it now, it's like I tend to go, they don't want to be disrupted, and that's fine. Some people use it just for aesthetics and music or motivation, whatever. I'm sure others, it's sort of a bit like do not disturb. I don't judge. I don't have a problem with that at all. And you don't have to be apologetic because it takes two, right? Did I make a huge effort with you as well?
I'd said that I don't know.
We sort of said g'day. No, I'd just say hello to you. But I know the people all of a sudden their head down, bum up, and off they go. They want to train, right? And I like a little social. Like I'd love to, as we do now, sort of say, how you going? How's your week? Whatever, quick chat. But you don't, as you said, you've got a short time there. You're like me, you sort of go pretty hard. You don't really have time to stop, have a long chat, stuff like that. It's funny because Dale, who I've met through the gym, another member at Kennedy's, is, he says to me, can I grab you 5 minutes at the end? Like he respects my time, but wants to have a chat at the end. And I'm really for that. That's terrific. Not to suggest I'm bothered by a quick stop, but like yourself, it's sort of I'm there to do a job.
Yeah, but sometimes I see you're constantly getting caught up by people and stopping to talk.
Quick chat.
Yeah, but you're not exactly. You're not sitting down and crossing your legs and having a cup of tea. But I can see, because as I said, I want to get in. I want to do a job. I like more and more. I've got more people that I converse with at Kennedy's, and we'll give a shout out to Kennedy's Health and Fitness. Great supporters of me and LUID. Danny and the team, Kelly, obviously. Great gym.
Great people.
Exactly. Well, good.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking members. I said, well, yeah, of course members. But
yeah. Well, it's the members. It's the members that make it.
It is. And come back to your point. Look, I do like a quick chat. It's got you're dealing with people with the same interests. They're all dedicated around health, and that. And I'm really inspired by that. I love people who, committing that time to themselves, and if you can make someone else's day by saying g'day and how you going, and I went up to one person recently. I said, I really love the form. You lift so well. The eyes lit up. And hopefully I made that person's day. So it's just little things like that. Just like a sports community, I was telling you before, you've got a gym community. So
yeah, well, I suppose that's part of you and your ethos, and that's who you've been throughout the course of your career and your life. You've obviously always been around sport. So if we go back to the start, I presume that you did basketball, footy, cricket, and what else? well, not cricket because you don't like cricket.
My wife did cricket, so yes.
But yeah, so you've always been around sport. You've always been in that community, team sports, the team environment.
Yeah.
I'm probably the opposite of that. I would shun away from a team scenario or a group scenario. You'll never see me on a Facebook group or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm a lone rider, you know, gunslinger. But yeah, that's the way I roll. Which is, I mean, everybody, horses for courses.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own sort of path and their own way. But as I said, I'm coming back round to this community environment because it's part of what I do now. It's part of trying to create a community with like-minded people that want to share their stories and share their knowledge.
Yeah.
And if we can just affect one person at one time,
great.
you know, job's done.
Absolutely.
So, so I'm evolving as a person. I'm like, which is good because I don't like to see it in other people where they just do the same shit throughout the course of their life.
Yeah.
You know, don't do certain things and expect different results.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So as a person, I'm evolving, which is great. What more can I say? I'm just going to keep trying, man. That's all I'm going to do.
I think we're all learning. We're always growing. For me, I sort of fell into the group training thing because I was very much an individual to the point where I used to run. It was a 7K run around the block, or quite a few blocks, obviously, in the street. And funny story, 10 years ago, a car backfired. And I thought I'd been shot. I was probably watching Underbelly at the time, so it sort of registered, oh shit, and a bit dramatised. And this wasn't a funny story at the time. So the car backfired. I shit myself, ran home. And as I'm right at the end, 3 guys that tried to pick a fight with me. I was like, oh, you think you're better than us? You train. But anyway, long story short, it was just nuts. I started to go, okay, I'd like to train with some people. Like this run, I really enjoy this run. It'd be real beneficial. So I contacted a group of friends and we sort of for a number of years started this 7K run. And it was really interesting because you could tell the level of fitness based on how long people could talk for.
Yeah.
So one would stop talking about kilometre in, the next one. I was probably about 4 or 5K in because we're running a good pace, but there was this one guy who wouldn't shut up. So he could run 7 without stopping. But what was really good was start off a group of guys. Whilst on our run, we're able to talk about, men problems, things that we're experiencing in our lives, or how do you find that balance between career and kids and stuff. So not only are we getting the exercise, we're actually learning from each other and becoming better fathers in that case. But that's sort of spawned into, I run a Sunday exercise group, just a group of friends again. We got a lot of good equipment that we're outdoors, but it's great just training together and, it takes a dedicated group of people to get up early and rather than sleep in on a Sunday morning and actually commit to training. So we love it. But once again, for me, it's not only about the exercise, it's about the relationships. So that was my journey.
Is it all men?
No. The running was, but no. Then I had some women and when we just saw it. And at the time, it's about 2017. I used to ride into work into the city a couple of times a week, and I'd starting to get bad back.
Ride
not just riding a bike, cycle, pedal bike, and it wasn't because of that, but it didn't help. And
well, you're pretty tall, aren't you? So you
so you're sort of hunched over a long time and coming back and forth, and that wind changes going in and out. It's crazy. The bay.
That's annoying, isn't it?
It was. I was thinking I'd get a nice run over and home and the wind had swung. So I decided that, I had to look after my back. I got onto a guy who got onto training. Long story short, the training's sort of you stay off your elbows, stay off your knees. So you imagine bear crawls and half you can do is they're called, but there's about 40 different moves. And I just thought I don't want to go on this journey of trying to defeat the age clock alone. And I had a couple of people who said, "Oh, tell us how you do that. I'd love to do that." And all of a sudden, at some stage, I had 15 people. We're a little bit of a fair weather group, so it drops a little bit in winter, but it's a group of people who we're all about the same age, all committed to health, and I love it. So it's good to be able to share your passion. Right?
Oh, good for you, mate. That's fantastic.
It's good for them. And good. Look, I get a lot out of it too. Like I'm training with them, and they say, "Oh, thank you very much." But I'm doing it for me too. So
yeah. Well, it's like me. You got to be a little bit selfish too to get what you want in life, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. No, that's great to hear.
Mutual.
And that's what you've done this morning before you got in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I love it.
You're a busy man. So tell me about your health and fitness journey. Now, a lot of people get to a point in their life and there's some sort of catalyst, some sort of change event, and they go, "Oh fuck, something needs to be fixed."
Yeah.
You've obviously been athletic or sporty or active most of your life.
Oh, since very young.
Okay, so there's no break in that journey?
No, look, there was a couple of injuries, and certainly I was playing high level football. So there was an injury that took me up for a while, but it was, when I say short term, it actually was to the point where I was told that if I continue, this is AFL, if I continue, playing and get another cork, a calcification in my knee, it was likely to prevent me from walking appropriately or properly.
So a corky...
A cork, well, basically a knee went through the middle of my thigh. So you imagine like a hard punch, for example, is a little bit like that in the middle of it. And calcification is where it's sort of a bone's grown outside of it. It's just a reaction to the cork. Yeah, so it's a real severe cork. So I couldn't run. I couldn't do a lot for a little while. And as I said, with the news that I'd likely not be able to play at a good level of sport again, I sort of went across to the gym. And
how old were you?
22.
Yep.
23. So young enough that I missed the sport, but it transforms me into a real health journey around, not just specific to sport. It's just around hitting different muscles, and it's cardio, it's weights, it's stretching, and things like that. And I haven't always been persistent at it. I reckon I've only had about 3 months off mole, since my injury. So another 30 odd years I've only had a couple of weeks off the gym ever.
Wow.
So I'm really proud of that. For me, it's consistency. Even if I can't train at the same level, it's just about continuing that pattern of consistency. I haven't returned to sport. Having said that, I love, especially with my kids and even my daughter at the moment, and sometimes with boys, I'm either a runner, so I'm running out around them, doing 5-6 Ks during the game where you go out, pass on instructions, or I'm at their training. And it was easier when my kids were a bit, under 14s, under 15s. I could keep up with them, most of them anyway, and take a bump and stuff like that. I've sort of backed off a bit there. Under 17s and under 19, the boys now.
They're as big as you?
One's taller than me. They're all very lean.
What are you, 6?
So I was 6'3" nearly. I'm just under, I think.
Yeah.
So, probably heading south now. But
of course.
So one's, about 6'5", and he's a younger one. Shot up in about 6 months. I wasn't happy. Don't like looking up. And he looks down at me, you know how they do it.
Yeah.
The other one's about, he's probably my height, slightly taller. And then, my daughter, joined football this year, and just more recently just getting involved with training.
Did she play when she was younger or not? She just...
No, she played netball. Netball was her sport, and then this year she had a born with a heart condition, so she unfortunately couldn't. She wasn't allowed to play football, and then got the green light last season. And
what changed?
Just her recovery. When I say recovery, just I'm not sure. She sort of her health was good. The cardiologist said, who she sees annually, said you're doing really well. I just think, and I think Maddie's a little persistent too. She would have said to him, when's the time? Mum and Dad say we can't play yet. When can I? So I think it's a bit of a combination, but, we're thrilled to see her progress of what was a very serious, we had the opportunity to terminate. That was a suggestion during pregnancy.
Oh, fuck,
we did it.
Really?
Yeah, she hit it.
And that was your first child?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
After a miscarriage.
Talk to me about that, because obviously you and your wife are very fucking happy you've gotten pregnant.
Yeah.
Was it a long process to get pregnant?
No.
No?
That's my one skill. Yeah. As I said, 3 kids. She said, that's the time we're having them.
Good on you.
Done
So
right
you
there.
stepped up. Yeah. Fucking home run first.
Cheers.
First out of the gate. Well, congratulations.
Thank
you.
Good
on you.
So it was hard. It was about 17 weeks of pregnancy that the specialist said, she's got there's a hole in her heart, and then come back a couple of weeks later and it's a serious hole in the heart. And I've always been into numbers. I'm a bit of a statistician, so I'd go and do my research, and so apparently it's 1 in, 100 that could have some sort of heart condition, but most of them untreated and unknown, and people go through their life with it.
Yeah.
So I was surprised with that, and then all of a sudden we find out, no, it's a bit more serious again, 21 weeks or something, and all of a sudden those statistics go to 1 to a million or something, whatever that looked like. But it was pretty serious. Look, my wife and I said, what's the worst case scenario? Well, obviously we wanted kids to play sport or whatever, but at the same time, we want quality of life. That was probably our number one priority.
Yeah.
So we were sort of told, look, maybe medication for life, that sort of might be the worst. We knew that science was getting better. We're in Melbourne, which has got fantastic hospital and surgeon, cardiologist. So we said, look, we're doing this, and I'm glad we did, because she played netball most of her life. She's running now, so we're really proud.
So hole in the heart. What do they do? Did she go? Did you go through the whole pregnancy, knowing that once it's Maddie, isn't it?
Madeline,
was born, that there would be an immediate surgery,
within 5 days.
Yeah.
So they do a balloon thing through the groin, which goes up in the heart, and that seals it. I can't remember the exact science to it, but yeah, it's pretty full on. I mean, she had, I call it a trifecta. She had a hole in the heart, which is through the ventricles. She had the aorta was switched the wrong way, and there was a third, which I always forget, which I should know. She'll kill me. My wife knows it, but
maybe we can edit it in later on.
Yeah, please make me look good.
We'll do the best that we can.
But at the time, we certainly did our homework in the science. But it was really interesting. I was really happy with the way my wife and I handled it. We had a surgeon who, I'll say the bedside manner wasn't quite great. It was like, yes, it might die, this happens. It was sort of that conversation, which particularly my wife was really upset about. But
because it was just so matter of fact.
It was so matter of fact, yeah. And look, that's the way they've got to deal with it. They've got to actually be honest with, what's the chance?
Well, you don't want any fluff, do you? I mean, if you're going through the process thinking that there's a better chance than what there actually is on the table,
correct?
You want to fucking know, don't you? Because that would absolutely frustrate me. Like, fuck, just get to the fucking point. Don't fucking sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Just tell me what's going to happen. Or potentially what we're in for.
Yeah. And as I said to my wife, what was most important, that he could work the tools right. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not there to sort of critique his personality.
Yeah.
So what we wanted was, someone who could save the daughter. And look, this what it did do, it gave me it was probably a real aha moment about, what life's about, and, the importance of being a parent for us. Allowing her to still do what she needed to do, but she was limited fairly early on in life. But we weren't going to bubble wrap her, as long as she was safe.
But you knew the boundaries, don't you?
Yeah.
So if you're given a set of clear boundaries,
correct,
you can work within those boundaries. You can go up to the boundary for sure.
Yeah.
As long as you don't cross it.
Correct.
And I think for new parents, I mean, having a kid, regardless of whether they've got a hole in the heart or not, is pretty daunting, especially if
there's
it's
no
your
rule
first.
book.
No, exactly. Well, there's plenty of books, but there's no book tailored for you, is there? It's like you do this,
correct,
your wife does that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many stresses between the parents trying to navigate keeping this human alive.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the most important part.
Of course.
Keep them alive first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the rest will follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine being in you and your wife's shoes. Because I've had a child. I probably took it for granted that he was healthy and had 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky, I say lucky.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of parents out there that are dealing with it's not as bad as a hole in the heart, but it could be other issues that you're off to a bad start.
Yeah, it was a shitty start. But having said that, as I said, meeting other parents in similar situations, because you're around the hospital, the Royal Children's for a while, and anyone who's walked into the Royal Children's or really understands what they do,
Oh, you got to take your hats off to everybody in that
everyone,
place, mate.
absolutely.
Yeah,
incredible. So once again, we're coming back to that topic of community, and it's a community of people, of health professionals who just so gifted at what they do, and they're nurturing their care. So look, it was a tough time for us, but it was made a lot easier just because of the people around us. And we met other parents. We met one who was having very similar surgery to my daughter, and their younger one unfortunately had the same surgery and passed away.
Oh, fuck.
So you imagine they're about to go through it again, knowing the first one didn't survive. So
yeah. What were the odds on the surgery? Do you remember?
I can't remember. But
was it low?
I'm
in
thinking
your
1
mind?
in 100, or maybe 5 in 100. I mean, it was probably about 5 in 100. It was
50-50?
Yeah, you go 20. Yeah,
it's 50-50.
Well, you go 1 in 50, but then you sort of feel like it's 1 in 2.
Yeah.
Or, like your brain just automatically goes, gee, am I going to be one of those? So
I'll nip that out because I shouldn't make light of that. Light of that. But it's just like, as a parent, I mean, you're told that your newborn baby's going in for a major surgery.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what was going through your minds. It's like, well, it's got to be done. Somebody's got to do it. We're in the right place. And as you say, we're luckily for us, we're in a great city. We've got great facilities.
Yeah.
You imagine if you're in America or something, and like the stress of just the money involved in it. If you weren't from
Correct.
here, we're not going to talk about American politics, but you just think how lucky we are.
I agree.
And of course, how lucky Maddie is. So,
Yep.
Just between me and you, without the cameras on, is Maddie your favourite?
Not allowed to say. No. I actually generally say the one I'm favourite is the one who's favourite is the one who's not upsetting me
Not
at the
pissing
time.
you off. Yeah. That's a fit.
So I like to share it around. Yeah. No, but they all, as you know, kids all come with unique qualities. It's hard to believe you can raise 3 kids very similar, but they're all very different.
Oh, they've all got different personalities, exactly.
And I love the different personalities in my kids. So.
But you wouldn't want them all 3 being the same, because when they're all annoying, they're all fucking annoying. It's like a house of females when they're all on their period. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, that's another subject.
Hey, I'm curious.
Yep.
You and your wife, first baby, you're sitting down, you understand the scenario that you're in. What sort of real discussions are you having with each other? And what's your relationship like? Obviously, you'd been together for a period before you got pregnant?
Yeah, look, probably. I mean, we known each other about 3 or 4 years. We were married just over or less than 2. So we're at that age, like we're heading towards 30, and just thought, my wife particularly, she's slightly older, and she said, no, I'm ready, let's go. So, we were certainly we knew each other well enough, we felt comfortable, and look, I was really proud the way she handled it. It was a tough time. We jokingly say Kath and Kim got us through stuff. We used to go home and, like after we heard, another statistic or another issue, we'd go home and watch Kath and Kim, and comedy sort of drew out as much as we could get through a pretty tough time. But for us, it was just about communication, just talking through it, how you're feeling, and things like that, and just being there together. We were going through it together. But look, I also credit, we got extended family and friends who were really supportive of us at the time as well. So that helps.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't have that support network, do they?
No. But really, look, once she was born, once the surgery was over, it was normal. Like Rachel joined Mother's Group, and nothing was really spoken about. That's a kid who's nearly died or is lucky to be here or whatever. It wasn't a taboo subject. People sort of moved on, and then it wasn't long. She's a toddler and she looks healthy and happy, and then got into netball, and it's like, well, this is what she wants to do. This is her dream, and we're living it. And how fortunate that we've gone from surgery, and potentially, we could have considered termination, which was an option.
How was that discussion? I mean, do you recall that?
I do.
Do you recall tabling that option and looking at it and going, what were you thinking?
We didn't want to straight away, and I think straight away asked the question, what's the worst case scenario? Like, it would have to be a really shitty life quality of life to make
Because that was
decision.
the most important thing for you.
For
was
me,
like,
for me, I don't. No, and that's not about me. This is about the child.
no, that's what I'm saying
growing
for
up.
you,
Yeah.
for the child. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about as a parent.
Yeah.
Is that all you want
Yep.
that child is to be happy and healthy
Absolutely.
as much as you
We
possibly
were prepared to sell our house,
Wow.
and that's what we were prepared to do. So it wasn't a financial reason that would have, for us to make that decision. If we had made that decision, it was purely based on the quality of life. And I'm thinking medication for life, and knowing science is changing so quickly. We're also told she may have surgery, as a teenager, and again, like each of those are risks. And then I'm thinking, do I want to put her through that? It's a hard decision. In fact, it's an unfair decision for a parent to make, and anyone who's made that decision to not pursue it, there's no judgment. I'll tell you, it's
No, exactly. And as you say, like if you were looking at the facts, and you and your wife said, "Look, we don't think that there's going to be the quality of life there,"
yeah,
and you make a conscious decision, that's something that you've made together.
Correct.
Yeah. Right or wrong, and
Correct.
that's the thing is like, you don't know. You don't know if you don't go through with the pregnancy what could have been.
sure, exactly.
But it must be hard if you have to make that decision and then you carry on and you try to get pregnant again. And it's like, are we going to have the same issues? And there's all this stuff in the back of your head and all this doubt. And that must be fucking terrible. I'm thinking about it now as a parent going, fuck. It just makes my skin crawl, even just entertaining the fact that you'd have to make a decision about the life of an unborn child.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's insane.
Exactly.
Now, you talk about further surgery, you talk about medication.
Yes.
I know we're talking about Maddie a lot. I'm sure she's going to be happy that
she loves this.
in the limelight.
Yeah.
In the limelight. So medication, did she have any further surgeries or
No.
No? That was so one and done.
Well, as I said, she's got annual checkups, but at this stage we don't see any further complications. In fact, you mentioned about, has she improved? Well, there's been more healing of the hole. As she's grown, it's self-healed. So,
So
she's made
let's
some
go
progress.
back. So let's go back. A hole in the heart.
Yep.
Do they not just close it up? How does it work? Explain to me how
They
it
do,
works.
yeah, they close it up. But as a child grows, I won't say it's fully closed. So my understanding, it was never fully closed. But enough to be able to have that quality, in terms of being able to function appropriately.
Yeah.
But what it has done is, as you grow, potentially if that hole gets bigger, well, there's complications. So I don't know the exact science to it, but I do know what we were told, probably when she was preteen, was there was that type of surgery. Some kids around 16 were having a second surgery. So there were whether that's a hole in the heart or further complications, I'm not quite sure. Something to do with the growth of the child, and still some complications with the heart.
Does the risk go down as they get older?
I don't know. I really don't know. Never really questioned it.
Okay.
But she's a happy individual, and she's focused on her exercise, which is good.
Great.
And that's all we can
just
ask
like
for.
a dad, mate, getting out and getting amongst it.
It's good.
And I'm sure it's been frustrating for her, and I'm probably sure she's vented that over the course of the journey. But for her to now be able to go out and freely do what she wants to do.
Yeah. She's handled it really, really well. I mean, we can talk about later, having matching scars. She's never really hidden her scar. Obviously where she had the operation. It's certainly not a bad scar by any means, but people mention what happened, and she'll talk about it as if that's what happened in the past. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a why did this happen to me? I'm really proud of that. She's just moved on. Yeah,
which a lot of people become victims, and their mindset evolves around why me, and it's detrimental. So to be able to wear a scar like a Medal of Honor, and go, fuck this, I'm alive.
Yeah, spot on. Could have been a lot worse.
Just fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
Get busy.
Yeah, love it.
So we spent too much time talking about Maddie.
Yeah,
Maddie,
let's talk her on.
it wasn't set that way. It wasn't in the script, but I'm glad we did, because it's an interesting story, and it goes to character with you and your wife, and it's part of your journey. It's part of your history, and it's a cool fucking story, which is what we want.
Yeah.
Hey, for you as a dad right now, I know you're busy. You've got a lot on your plate. You train hard. What's important for you right now at 52?
Combination. Okay. That's a big question. Balance. And I'd say that in the sense, it's probably I always thought that being in my 40s was the busiest time. And that's not only about raising your own kids, but now not only about raising my own kids, and still working full time and fitting around, fitness and other hobbies. But now having lost a stepfather, August, spending a lot of time during his stages of dementia and with him and mum, and now more so as much as I can spend with mum now because she's lost a partner of 40 odd years, 50 years. So I've never been so busy in my life just trying to, fit it all in. And I'm not, that's not a derogative comment. It's just a balance.
You're talking about your mum and what your mum's going through. Is that,
making sure I've got, because they used to travel quite a lot when I was a bit younger, or having each other. I didn't have to see them. I didn't, they were quite happy to sort of be their own, but I always felt I didn't have enough time to sort of fit them in. It was a phone call every few days, but in terms of physically, and they live in Mornington, so it's not too far away. But
are you resenting that now?
Not at all. No, not at all. No, because I'm still making effort. I don't want to, I'm not coming across as if I didn't make the effort, but I'm more conscious now because mum's, on her own, and I want to make sure that she's feeling good. There is a positive side to it, and that is every time I try and organise some time with her now, she says, no, I'm catching up with this person. She can't fit me in, which is great now. But what I'm saying, I'm become more aware of her needs and wanting to spend more time with her, as opposed to I did catch up with my stepfather and my mum together, but they had each other and they spent a lot of time, and I hope that comes across.
No, I understand what you're saying. So you're reevaluating how you distribute your time,
correct.
With the people that you love.
Yeah, correct. Because
the death in the family will definitely reshift that.
Yeah.
It sounds like your mum's not going to die of a broken heart, and there's actually a stat there that widowers actually do better than males.
Yeah.
My dad's going through so I've got the opposite of you. My mum passed away.
Yeah.
And my dad, I said when mum died, he's not going to die of a broken heart, but he's fucking struggling. He's struggling really bad.
Yeah.
He's in the same house. Everywhere he looks, he's reminded of my mum. He's lonely, although he's got family and friends and stuff around you. You get older and you're alone. For a lot of the time, you're alone, and it's not your own fault that that's the case. But you are in these situations where you're living alone. Like, sure, you may have a community or friends around you, but you go home if you're a widower, or you go home and you sleep in a house by yourself. Yeah, unless you're living with family. So, I fully understand it, and I know the dynamic that you're talking about. I hope my brother doesn't mind me talking about this, but I know that one of my brothers used to go home, see my parents, run in the house, run out. And it wasn't about going home to see my parents. It was about a whole lot of other stuff, and my parents were just there as part of it. Yeah. And now my mum's gone, it's sort of, he feels probably a little bit of sadness that he didn't spend the time that he could have with my mum, which is understandable. I get it. Okay. I get it fully. I at an earlier age was very conscious of going home and spending time with my parents. Sure, I'd go home, so we're talking home as an NZ. Yeah. I'd go home, I'd see my parents, and I'd spend time with them. I'd sit down. Yeah. When we opened the podcast studio, my mum and my dad sat there, and we had a podcast. And it was great because we just talked about stuff that you don't normally talk with your parents. Yeah. I know a lot of people that have been, and I've asked people, what sort of conversations did you have with your mum and dad? And they go, well, nothing really. And then a parent passes away, and they go, fuck, I didn't ask them. I thought I knew these answers to the questions, but I didn't, because I didn't ask. Yeah. I didn't say, hey, Dad, what were you thinking when this happened? Like I'm talking to you now. Yeah. What was your mindset when you were going through that scenario? Yeah. and you'd want to hope that you could sit down with your kids one day and your kids
Yeah.
would go, "Hey, Dad, man, I'm going through this situation. What happened with you at your point of life, or when you were having kids, or when you were talking about getting engaged, or anything with regards to that?" You want to hope that
Yeah,
they're going to come. Do you think that's what would happen? Or?
Yeah, I live in hope though. Brendan. My kids tend to go, "Or what would Dad know?" at the moment, which is
that's the thing.
That's the age, and
you don't know until you know. And that's what I'm saying. They're not going to get that realization until they're 30, or they're going through a breakup.
We all were the same, right?
Exactly.
So,
that's just a natural.
So
course.
yes, I do look forward to that. But it's coming back to our parents. The first thing I did was I sort of, because I wanted people to know, I put it on Facebook and I just wrote, if your parents are with you, make the most of this time. Don't live with that regret.
Hell yeah.
Not here.
Yep.
But at the same time, I said, if they're not here, let's celebrate their life. For my stepfather Ian, he was 83 or early 80s. So, had a great quality life. I was able to be his MC and write the eulogy and present that, and I couldn't. Yeah, it took me back just how much he had achieved in his life. So it was a proud moment, and it's hard to let people go. But I've also been at young kids' funerals, and I just go, wow, I can justify someone in their 80s no longer being with them. So to me, that's a celebration.
And you said dementia, yeah?
Dementia, about 6-7 years of of dementia. And Mum was an absolute trooper, did a lot of study to the point where, he went from, like he was fly a plane, he was flying his own plane, driving a car, to when we were, not far off losing him, couldn't do his shoelaces up. So it seems slow, but it's not. It's incredible how quickly it turned a very intelligent person into someone who could make choices.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Oh, it's shit.
And they say it's either the mind or the body goes, one or the other.
Yeah.
Which sucks when you think about those are your two options going forward.
Absolutely.
And as we've talked about here, it's all about making sure that you've got good health, good muscle mass going forward.
Yeah.
Which is going to give you better quality of life.
Yeah.
It's not about, and we talked about, it's not about the amount of years, it's the quality of years.
I agree. I do a lot of that, and you're probably the same. Studying a lot of biohacking and. What's the right diet to get through, and I feel that I don't want to live another 10 years if I'm not able to live to a quality that I'm not reliant on everyone else. And I know that might come across the wrong way, because
no, not at all.
Your kids want you there forever, right? But Mum and I have had conversations now. She's like, if I can't do this, I'm ready to take that tablet. I do not want to put you through, what we all went through with your stepfather. So that's her choice, and I respect that choice. But I feel, I must admit, even watching it myself, I feel the same. It's got to be real quality of life. So
those are the real conversations that we have to have in this part of our life, because not only are we looking at our parents and their life, or the amount of life, but what we've got and the perceived amount that we have. Like once again, I've said it again, you get to a point where you just go, all right, how many more summers have I got? How many more winters have I got? And you start breaking it down that way, and all of a sudden shit gets real.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I joke, well, I don't joke, I've said it before and my wife hates it. I've discussed it before. I've said 65 is my number. 65 is my number.
Yeah.
And anything after 65 is a bonus.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna fucking just lay down at 65. Yeah. I'm gonna get everything I want to get done between now and 65. Sure. So I've got another 12 years. Yeah. That's 10 or 12 summers, 10 or 12 winters, to be able to achieve and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But as we've discussed, and we always discuss here, is health, it's fitness, it's mindset. It's everything to do with trying to be a better version of you for as long as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, which is we all know now it's important. Yeah. At 20, fuck, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want at 20. Yeah, all right. Just don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid like that. But you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. And as I said, it's important for what we're doing here at LUID is to get, and you understand it. People that listen to us, they understand it. That's why we've got the audience that we've got. It's because it's like, hey, we talk about the real life scenarios that we should be talking about. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the fact.
Yeah.
And if you've got a mate that needs some help, don't fucking not have that conversation.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, put them aside. It doesn't matter if it's a mate or a family or a friend, whatever.
Yeah.
Sit down with your mum, have a real conversation.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a simple question about something that you might think's irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
Elicit a conversation, and you don't know what you'll get back.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing right here now.
Yeah, yeah, and compliment to you for bringing this community together. It's so important to have not only the conversation, but I love the fact you're sort of setting a target of what you want to achieve by a certain time. I'm glad you preface it in terms of that's not the end date. It's simply going, this is what I want to achieve here, and hopefully by the time you get there, you'll reassess and go, well, these are my next goals and the next goals, because I think that's the key to it. Always looking to be educated, learning, and just looking for new challenges. And I think those people who keep the brain fresh, the body fresh, or I don't like the word sustain, because we're always trying to get better. I know it's a bit of false hope. We are sort of against it, as we get older. But, statistics says you're going to lose this much, muscle mass and stuff like that. You're trying to define it. I'm trying to define it. A lot of people are trying to define it. I'll continue to do that. And hopefully I can continue, like you, live a long life. But I love the fact you bring this community together and we can all learn from each other.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And it's all about writing another chapter. It's like a book, mate. My book's not done by any part. And I'll get to a point where that's the end of that chapter. I'll write a new chapter, and who knows what's going to happen in the next chapter.
Love it.
So, yeah, awesome.
Good.
Let's take a break.
Yep.
This podcast is brought to you by Holy Shirt Australia. Holy Shirt Australia are 100% online. They're Australia's largest no minimum custom print and embroidery company. All their services are completed in-house, and they can deliver all orders promptly and professionally. They like to keep it simple and straightforward, so they offer cool stuff that can be custom printed or embroidered to your liking. They have an easy-to-use online designer to build your custom apparel from the comfort of your home or office. They offer pricing that reflects your individual order, and remember, they are no minimum on all their products. They deliver what the customer expects when they expect it. They've got over 1,500 products ready for you to custom print or embroider today, right now. So head to holyshirt.com.au for all your custom clothing requirements. Imagine you changing over a double dry hop fucking IPA.
I just don't like the taste of it. I know it sounds real boring.
We're talking about taste of beer, or we're talking about alcohol?
Alcohol in general. Yeah, just people go, "Oh, is it a health thing?" I said, "No, it really never was a health thing, because I know there's some benefits to a drink here and there, but no, just it's never worked for me."
You're fucking
boring.
You're a special breed, aren't you?
No, it's boring.
Special fucking breed.
Good to go, mate.
Yeah. All right. Round 2, second half. Game of 2 halves. How do you think the first half went, mate? You happy?
Yeah, very happy. Yeah.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. The jitters at the start, because obviously.
Oh, mate, I get them too, mate. I still do it after.
You hide it well.
We're up to 60 episodes, and I still. Yeah.
I was just saying, I could do a job interview. I was saying to Matt, job interviews. I'm less nervous than a job interview. This was.
Oh, really?
I didn't really know what to expect. And that's no reflection of you.
No. We know it's the fear of the unknown, because as we've said before, I mean, podcasting is there's a lot of content out there. We've said the hardest thing is getting guests, and then getting guests that have never podcasted before, which is generally what our market is.
Yeah.
Guys like yourself and girls. It's the fear of the unknown, because you have no idea. I mean, sure, you can see the studio you can see a video, and you can see one of our podcasts and get a glimpse of what the studio may look like.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Which is, I think I've set it up that way. I think I've set it. I try to set expectations high, and I hope I haven't disappointed. But obviously you come in first, and you come in through the gift shop, which you've got to exit through, which is a strategy. You got to buy something on the. Well, we'll give you something on the way out, but that's the way. That's the theory of it. That's the way that works. But as I said, It's hopefully we're creating this environment which is conducive to good conversation.
Great.
So how'd you rate your first half? I mean, out of 10, we're looking at a 7 or an 8. Yeah, you happy with the content?
Yeah, oh, look, I am.
Yep.
I mean, I as I said to you before, I don't think I'm the most interesting person, so I'm just happy if I can bring something to the table. So, yeah, 7, 8.
Mate, we'll let that.
That's a credit to you asking the questions.
We'll let our audience figure that one out.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, so you obviously understand the podcast. You've seen that we've got a little bit of a segment after halftime.
Yeah.
It's called Dead or Alive. Now, we don't like to see people die. It's not a fun thing.
Yep.
You know, we try not. That's not what we're hitting.
No.
But you can understand the research that I have to do on the toilet every day or every time we do a podcast. We know my Instagram algorithm's absolutely fucked. So today's one's got a bit of a theme.
Yes.
You'll figure it out. So let's have a look, Matty.
All right.
Dead or alive?
Oh, stop that, mate.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you ever done a pogo stick?
Oh, yeah, I have, but
Yeah?
not to that height. No, I'd be lucky to have got a few inches off the ground. In fact,
That's what it feels like when I'm jumping jumps on a motorbike. It's just like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm going a mile high, but it's like, yeah. I think if you give your kid one of these toys,
nuts.
you're in for a dentist bill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what happens, Matty. Oh!
Oh, okay. I thought it may have been that, or I've seen people do the somersault, which is just ridiculous skill.
Play that through, mate, because I want to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah.
Help! Oh, this could only end in tears. What do we got? So we're going to lay this out for people who are just listening. We've got a lovely man in his Speedos jumping from a second-level balcony into a pool. Let's see how this one pans out.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, that hurt.
Play that through. I think there's a replay there, Matty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Wow.
Lower back, lower middle back.
yeah.
Jesus. Have you ever done parkour?
No.
Parkour.
No.
Let's see how this one goes.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right, man.
Let's just pause that there, Matty. Now, I'm no expert. I don't think he'd be doing that shit at his age. I mean, is there an age limit for parkour?
there has
or not?
to be.
There's got to be something in the rule
The
book.
first thing I'm thinking, how the knees, and then obviously that's right in the gut. So
Oh, yeah.
that's broken ribs potentially.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think there is an age, but
time to give it up.
you
mate.
got to know your limitations.
I hope that was a wake up call for him.
May have been the last one.
What are we? Oh, oh.
Dear. See, there's no rack. There's no rack. There's no spotters. Look at the knees.
Obviously, let's just paint a story for those. Once again, for those people just
Oh, yeah.
listening. So no, that's all right. It's sometimes you got to think. You got to think about those ones. I mean, hey, if you should be watching it, you should be watching us on a large screen TV because that's where you get the most out of it. So this dude, like, what are we talking about? Maybe 120, 140.
Yeah, it's a fair bit of weight.
Yeah, but those thick weights, I mean, sometimes the Americans do the thick weights and they're only like 5 kgs.
Plastic.
He obviously hasn't breathed and he's gone up for was it a clean? Can you just reverse that for a little bit, Matty? Did he clean and jerk? So is that what a clean and jerk is? So up to the,
Yeah, I'm wondering if he was going to
Up
go all
to
the
the-
way to the top.
yeah.
Well, he got to there.
So he was, and he's just run it. There you go. All the blood's run out of his head and he's just collapsed.
But the amount of work just to bring it to the chest and then or the shoulders, then to think how you're going to get that above your head. But there's no, like, playing safety Darren here, but
Safety down. I think that's
Where's
what
the
we're going to
squat
call
rack?
the episode. Safety down.
where's the rack?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
the spotters?
Yeah,
For
exactly.
that sort of weight, that's nuts.
Well, obviously from this clip, there's nobody behind the camera. There's nobody there to give him any support. Because the one thing that we always find with these videos is that somebody has a catastrophe and people just fucking sit there and watch. Well, they're still videoing and they don't run to give the person any help. This guy's alone. He's out.
Well,
He's
that's
done.
what I thought was not only alone, like someone's watching this, they're going, I'm going to try this. I reckon I could do that. And they go into a 24/7 gym. They're the only one there and they do that crap.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
no
called
one's there to support them.
That's called natural selection, mate. That's called natural selection. Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky indeed. Very lucky. Breathe, mate. Just fucking breathe. What do we got next? Another same thing. There we go. Oh, fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fuck. I put this together and it's still fucking shocking.
It hurts every time.
That can you just? No, don't. No. Sorry, don't, because that's fucking horrible. That's broken. That's broken neck.
Yep.
Oh fuck! I need a drink. Hold on a tick, mate. I just got to get it. Fuck, that was terrible.
It made you thirsty.
Wow, that's shocking. What do you think's going to happen here, mate? Have you ever done this exercise? Because
No.
we've got one of these at Kennedy's gym.
The
There's
first-
exactly the same.
The first thing I noticed is there's a lot of distance between the knee and where the back of the knee support is.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating they're not going to be able to hold it and they're just going to fall flat.
Okay.
Look, because this is an ab.
Oh no! I exactly. I agree with
Plus
you.
the weight on the chest. So I think he's going
He's
to
got
fall.
a 20. He's got a
Yeah.
20 kg. But
He won't realise.
you know what's gonna go.
I'm thinking the head on the ground.
Well,
But what do you think?
let's play it through.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Like, how do you get back?
Oh,
Okay.
patellas.
Or back? I didn't quite see.
No. So if you look at his knees.
Oh, the knees popped. Is that
So
right?
so the patella's the one that goes over the kneecap. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you reverse it up a bit, Matt, you'll see it pop. Which to me is obvious because
Oh, yeah, I can see it now. Jesus.
yeah, because as you say, the support
Yeah, it's too low.
should be up
Yep.
behind his knees.
Yep.
So there's just too much stress on it, and it's just gone boom. Play that through because
Wow.
bang,
Yeah.
and that's both of them, I reckon.
Wow.
And he tries to get it. Dude, you're not going anywhere, mate. Just get back down.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking horrible. Fuck. So you see, it's a bit of a theme today, mate. I thought we'd keep a
We're
little
not
bit
trying
of
any of these in the gym.
No. I look at it. Look, we talked about the stuff that you do in the gym where you not critique, where you give a compliment about people's form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see people with bad form and I cringe, but it's not my place to go point it out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that old guy because I'm the old guy in the gym. I don't want to go up to a kid and go, "Hey man, you shouldn't be doing it that way," because it's not my place, and B, he's probably going to think I'm just a dick anyway. Well, you want to hope not anyway.
No.
But you can understand what I'm saying.
I know
yeah?
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling the same. I'd sort of turn around to bash at one of the other guys, just go, look, just keep an eye on that guy. But having said that, those instructors are great. Quite often they pick it out. I don't know about you, but I think generally, I think it's an education thing. I think people are lifting a lot better than they used to. Like, I don't see any of that stupid stuff to that extreme. I don't see the people at the gym going, I'm going to just put all the plates on and lift.
An
I
ego
don't-
lift, yeah.
It's
Well, the good thing
better
about
education.
social media is there is a lot of content out there.
Yeah.
Some of it's shit, but you'd hope you'd be smart enough
Yeah,
to
I
filter
agree.
it out. But
Yeah.
it's like if you want to look at exercise in any part of your body,
Yeah.
you can just go to social media, get videos, get any sort of critique on it, and hopefully make up your own mind and give it a go.
Correct.
But be conscious of doing the form correctly. And that's the thing is like you can see a video and you go, oh, I'm going to emulate that, but it doesn't really happen that way. And if
Yeah.
you're trying to push too much weight, you're not
Yeah.
using the right.
Yeah, get the
So
form.
as I said, it is quite frustrating. Maybe I should say something. Maybe I should step in, or maybe. But as I said, I just don't want to be that old guy in the gym.
I agree. And I think you and I share the same perception that that's the response that we're likely to get.
Yeah.
And we're not qualified, so what do you know? But
Yeah, we've only been in the gym for 30 years.
and we've learnt not to do this sort of stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next, Matt? That's a lot of weight. He's got full stack. Full stack. And... Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that got him right in the back of the head, man.
Yeah.
Gym safety.
Yeah. It hurt. It hurts to watch, doesn't it?
I'm just thinking at gyms, like not a lot of equipment is bolted down. Have you noticed that?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Because I think they sort of they want to keep mobile, move them around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't see the bottom of that at the top stage, but I tend to think a lot of equipment's also got a wider base. A better centre of gravity, maybe.
I agree. And
like
I think that's a tiled floor as well too.
Yeah.
Which makes it even harder to. Yeah.
So I think it's much the responsibility of the gym person and in terms of the owner. Be careful of a machine like that, but the fact he's carried that bar that far out to lever, it's basically lever.
It's
going to tilt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about, I was going to say thermodynamics, but it's about physics. Physics.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's dangerous.
Oh, pause this. Have you seen this guy?
No.
Have you? So we're looking at Butterbean Jr., which is his...
Butterbean, I know Butterbean.
Which is his... Have you seen this guy, Matty?
I have not. No,
well, today's your lucky day, mate. Look, I'm presuming, and this is obviously because of what I see, he's a black belt. He's a black belt at something.
Yeah.
And well, let's find out.
Yeah. Sure, he's a black belt.
Well, he's got a black belt around his waist.
He must be then.
Starting to tire. Breathe heavy. Sucking. Oh, he's sucking in the big ones now. Oh yeah. He's done.
He won't make round two.
What was that, like 20 seconds in his butt?
Yeah, he wouldn't make a second round.
I just like the leg height of his kicks is about like a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
so
you might copy a shin.
He's kicking,
but
it looks like he's going into bloody daycare and just kicking little kids.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh my God, look at those forearms, man.
Wow.
That's insane.
Popeye.
That it, mate. They look like legs of ham. Look at his hands.
Yeah.
Look at the size of his fucking hands.
Yeah.
What an animal.
Do you think he was like a professional arm wrestler or
Oh, he
something?
must be, Matt. He must be, Matt. I mean...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Although you hear people, I've heard people injecting something into their arms to make them look bigger.
Oh, dude, we've had those videos on here before.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one on one of our previous
I'm not
podcasts.
I'd hate to.
No. Of course, we don't condone that sort of stuff.
No, but even suggest that he hasn't developed that naturally.
No, that's all natural.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because you look at the guys who inject their biceps and stuff with the oils.
Yeah.
And it's completely different.
Just saw the hands.
If you go back, if you just scroll back a little bit, Matty, like that's all flesh and bone, mate. That is all flesh and bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at his shoulders and his arms, but it's just _maybe he is a professional. We're gonna have to check him out, mate. His profile's Reddit _arm. He couldn't get forearm in there. Maybe that was taken. Mate, have you ever done this? I mean, this is not my
I don't.
My repertoire.
What is that? It's a reverse of something.
It's a reverse something. Try this, Matt.
What's he doing? Shoulders?
No.
Oh. So the answer is no. I don't have double joints.
That's fucked. I don't. What was
that's
that?
what muscles that working?
Say, what was it? Is that working the triceps?
I think it's
It have to be triceps.
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck. I can't even get my arms.
It looked
back.
like a reverse shrug there. I thought it was a reverse shrug.
Yeah, it's fucked. So pause that right there. So he's engaging his bicep, his tricep.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, man. Yeah. Well, if he keeps on going, maybe you look like the arm guy in a couple of months.
Yeah.
What have we
It's a
got
fair
now?
weight on that too, really.
If he's doing 20, if they're real 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 15 kg bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 55
Fair
kg.
weight. Oh, dear.
Matt,
Was that
Matty.
you?
No, that's not me. If you go back to that one, so you know sometimes when you see AI clips and you know because of the audio that it's AI.
You know, I'd
Well, yeah.
struggle to pick it.
But what's your honest opinion on this, Matt? Because it sounds like it's AI, but it doesn't look like it's been. It doesn't look like it's AI.
Yeah, I've always found that the easiest way you can tell they're AI is if they actually talk and you can see the way their mouth moves and that. But yeah, this is a difficult one. I'd be curious to find out. But-
Because when you see blows on it and it
It looks hot.
it's fucking hot. Yeah. So play it again. It's like
it possibly could be AI.
Surely you couldn't do that.
oh, we'll chalk it up to AI. Fuck, we're not going to give anybody any credit for that.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. What have we got now?
I used to go to Parliament State, just out of Parliament Station.
Of course, that's the one in Melbourne that's really steep like that.
It'd be nuts. You would not even think about that.
So I think those are in the UK. Like
Yeah.
I've been in a couple of them overseas, and they go deep down.
That one actually would be probably Angel Station. So Angel Station in London is the deepest of those escalators. It's the longest escalator.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, you'd know more.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of time there, didn't you?
I had a mate that fall down those escalators. He got taken to hospital because he hit his head and got a
Oh
concussion.
shit!
Yeah,
That guy came off pretty. I mean, that was probably one of the lesser ones. I thought his dismount was pretty good, although he knackered himself on those little signs, which is probably the reason why they're there.
Well, yeah. In fact, I reckon partly, if I remember, they do have that. They've constantly got some sort of interruption petition.
Yeah,
for
of
that
course.
reason.
Yeah. You got to be nuts to try to do it. But I mean, hey, you're 20 years old. You've got a bit of booze
You
in
got
you.
it on the internet and everyone's looking at it, right?
He
Yeah.
was probably going to miss his train.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I need to get down these escalators quick. I'm going to miss my train.
He probably got so concussed he didn't know what train he was going to get on, mate. What have we got to finish off, man? This has been pretty
Signal I
entertaining.
need to cut across 8 lane. None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
Oh, racial stereotype to finish off.
We're not talking about that one, are we?
I think that speaks for itself, mate. Hey, I'm going to have to take a break. I've laughed myself into needing another pee. Fuck, I need a whiskey after that, mate. Jesus Christ.
They'll need more than a whiskey.
Hey, you don't drink?
No.
No, you've said that it's never been your cup of tea.
No. And I don't judge you. In fact, it's
Oh,
coming.
you don't judge me.
No,
You can
it's a
judge
funny.
me
No,
all you
it's,
like.
it's a funny story. I'm called Duber to my wife and friends because the Darren Uber. So the Uber, my name, which means I drive people around because friends,
right.
because
Yeah.
that allows them to have a drink. So it actually, I won't say it's made me popular, but it's actually helped. It's actually encouraged by a number of people because, as I said, they can get home safely.
What are you doing a service, mate.
Well, not intentionally, but yeah, maybe they're using me.
Fuck, they probably are, mate.
I'm going to get onto that. That's not right.
You know how expensive Ubers are, mate.
Yeah, I know. I should be charging.
You could have a nice little kitty going on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Just put a sign up. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun. I like that. I need a fucking
laugh.
drink after that one.
Yeah.
Good whiskey.
What do you got?
It's a 10-year Japanese. It's
Oh,
one of my go-to favourites. I'm getting a bit of a collection down there because apparently when you turn 50, you like whiskey as a male.
It's
Apparently
a
that's-
taste buds change or something, is it?
Well, I don't know. I never really liked whiskey, and then
Yeah.
I turned 50, and people brought me these whiskies, and I still didn't like whiskey.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, just something changed, man. I didn't eat olives until I was like 35.
That's interesting.
And now I fucking just can't get enough of them.
Really, olives.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like a pregnant fucking woman. Hey, we were talking about scars earlier on.
Yeah.
We talked about your lovely daughter, Maddie.
Yeah.
We're talking about her again. She's got a scar, and now you've
I thought I'd match it.
You got a scar as well, too.
Yeah, it's really interesting because at a younger, when she was born, probably before she was a teen, we became a little bit more sensitive to having a scar. I always thought, I never obviously pursued it, but I thought maybe I should get a matching tattoo, like a tattoo to match a scar.
Yeah, I've seen
stuff
that.
like
I've seen that done. Yeah.
And I just thought,
which is a cool sentiment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a cool sentiment. But I mean, she said, "I'm fine, Dad. Don't it's fine." But yeah, I ended up having surgery myself. So
Fuck.
So yeah, I've matched
The reason why we're here
Not
today.
hard. Yeah,
The
yeah.
reason why we're here today, and I'm glad we had that conversation. We spoke to each other as we talked about earlier at the gym for the first time.
Yeah.
Like a fucking blind date. It was pretty
It
awkward.
meant a lot to me. I walked away feeling quite positive.
Oh, did you? That's
yeah,
good.
Did you?
No,
You can be honest.
I did. Why wouldn't I? No.
I'm
Well, it's twofold because we made that connection after all that time, which I thought was appropriate
Yeah.
and was eventually going to happen, and then we discussed exactly what we're about to discuss now, which led me to pose the question: have you ever been on a podcast? And you go, have you got a podcast?
Yeah, it was.
That's how the conversation
did.
went. So it's a win-win-win for everybody so far. So far.
Yeah.
So how'd the conversation go? Tell me now what you told me then, so our listeners can understand.
So I would have said to you that I've just returned back to the gym and I had a break.
Did I say I hadn't noticed you gone?
Yeah, I think that was I probably don't walk around the gym. You haven't seen me for a while, so I'm pretty sure. I'm confident that was the lead in, and I said, "Yep, I'm in recovery," and told you about my surgery. And like I do a lot of people, I do because I think things happen for a reason, and it's a good learning opportunity. So for me, I'll tell you what, it was December. I always do annual tests, particularly blood tests, but I decided to do a calcium score assessment. I lost a friend many years ago to a heart attack at the age of 40, passed away.
Can you explain to our listeners what a calcium score is and what's the result you get from it?
Yeah, so it's a score. It could be anything. I don't know what it goes up to, but I know it's 400s or plus. So the lower the score, the better. And what it is, it's measuring the amount of calcium within your arteries around the heart. So it's really an early detection of heart issues.
Okay, can we? Why? So calcium, as far as I'm aware, is in your bones.
Yeah, no, it can be in your. Yeah, it extends to your bloodstream.
Okay.
Yep. So
how does
you
it
can
get?
build up? It's like plaque.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Around your,
Does it leach from your bones, or is it coming from?
I really don't know.
Coming from Matt, if in the background, if you can just have a quick source of I want to get to the bottom of how that calcium comes about. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I as I said, I always looked at it as like a plaque build up. So, but it's calcium. So
in your plaque builder in your arteries.
In your arteries, around the heart. So it's specifically looking. So it's done via a CT scan around your heart.
Yeah.
So anyway, January I got the results back, early Jan, and they said good and bad news. The good news is your scores are very low because you want a low score, low calcium.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yep, great. Bad news is, they didn't present as bad news, but they said, unfortunately, we've discovered a tumour attached to your lung, compressing your lung by about 20%, and it's about 7 centimetres.
So what's that? That's about that.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's like a piece of steak. I shouldn't think that, but
it's a small ribeye. I reckon 7 centimetres about that. Where's the camera about that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
And are we talking? Are they round like a golf ball? Are they flat sided?
No, mine was really round.
Yeah.
So
have you got it? Did you take it home?
No. I saw the scan, the results of the scan, and you get images from different sides, yeah, and it was certainly presented as a roundish.
So it's sitting underneath your rib cage, pushing against your lung. Yeah. Was it attached to the rib cage?
Yeah, I believe it was, or certainly around there. It's attached to both the lung and obviously some part of the lung, rib cage.
Okay. And was there any symptoms prior to getting that test?
It's interesting because...
Well, at hindsight, we're going to talk about hindsight, obviously.
Well, at the time, I've sort of said no. Otherwise, it wasn't a forced thing going. So just to explain, when I lost a friend at the age of 40, I always said I'd do heart health checks. So I've done a ECG, and that led to it. So the purpose of me doing those testings had nothing to do with me diagnosing any concerns. My only thing I'd noticed probably in the last 4 or 5 years, where I used to run 7 or 8 Ks, I'll say fairly comfortably, I was probably down to about 5, getting towards 6, or I'd do park run, and I could run park run well. And that was the only thing. And everyone, when I spoke to people, they said, it's an age thing, you're just getting a bit older, or a doctor says age. I thought it was, remember, we all, during COVID and that, had to get the vaccine. I actually thought it was side effects of the vaccine, because that was a respiratory-based vaccination. Yeah. So actually, that's what I put it down to, and plus the age thing. So it was a little bit of a shock. But when I met with a fantastic surgeon, my doctor put me onto, he was terrific, and he said, I'm surprised you haven't collapsed, or like he was surprised that I was still able to not only run but do the level of exercising I was doing.
Well, I think, and to put it plainly, if you didn't have that basis or that foundation of fitness that you had, and you were 40 and you were overweight and you were smoking and you were getting on to be a little bit obese, there would be clear signs.
It could be more threatening, yeah.
But yeah, your foundation has got you through sort of further.
Yeah.
But once again, as you said, checking up yearly or annually and making sure that you've got your ducks in a row, which is, once again, as we say all the fucking time, go to your fucking doctors, on a regular basis. And if something doesn't feel right, just go check it out. Because as you say, you know, in hindsight, looking back, you go, well, you could see there was a deterioration, but there was no obvious cause of what that deterioration. And sure, people go, it's your age, but if you're fit and healthy, no, I wouldn't accept that. Like me, myself personally, I get my bloods done every 3 months. I'm going back for an echocardiogram again after 3 years, and just making sure that all my ducks in a row. Now, there's no obvious issues with my health, but I don't want something creeping up and fucking biting me in the ass. It's like servicing your cars. Fuck it, it's spot on. It's basics. It's the basics. And as I said, with what you're telling me is that you sort of knew there was something wrong, but you didn't it wasn't really ringing alarm bells. No. But because you had a regular checkup schedule, you've sort of nipped it in the bud. But 7 centimeters has been there for a while. It's referred to, because there was no other way to detect it apart from a CT, was there? Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Would an X-ray would have picked it up?
I think they did an X-ray as well. Yeah, they did the CT obviously through the initial treatment, or not treatment.
Consultation.
Consultation. Yeah, thanks. So nothing was. Yeah, prior to that, but I did get an X-ray as well. So, and I think that was partly to see where was it attached, or had it created further damage. So that's a good thing. It's obviously gone from one test, and they did a lot more testing before they sort of came to any conclusion about how do we deal with this and so forth.
Is it common?
It's more common. It's referred to, so what they believe it is what's referred to as a teratoma. Now, this is going to get a little bit disgusting, it sounds like, but it's a growth. And for a lot of people who have got, a lot of people can have it. I've done a bit more research, and there's more people with it, but it remains undetected, or it may not grow very large. Now, what generally happens, some people have it and it's got hair in it, or it's got teeth in it. It's like an oversupply. That's the best way to describe it. Mine was pure calcium and fluid. Mine ended up being 8 centimetres. So obviously when they pulled it out, they measured it. They believe mine was possibly from birth, and that's or from a young age at least. And that's, the growth is so, I guess, low in terms of just gradual, I should say, that the consequences, you really might not even know you got it. I mean, I think if it kept growing, I would have got to the point where, I'd get dizzy. I just wouldn't have the same
shortness of breath.
It
would have been pretty obvious.
Anything cardio related.
And they're generally always benign because they're just made up of calcium. It's just like a...
Correct. In fact, the surgeon said before the surgery, I can't guarantee, but he said, I'm confident it's benign, which was sort of a little bit more reassuring, which was good.
It would be.
Yeah.
Did you, as soon as you heard, did you think fucking cancer? Is that the first thing that came to your mind?
No. No, as I said,
Because
the surgeon didn't say that. But yeah, look,
if it was me, I would have gone, fuck, this is it. This is it. I've got a fucking big thing in my chest. You could explain it away, but I would automatically, I would go cancer. I would go straight to cancer.
look, I was a little bit all right, but purely because he said that. The surgeon said, I think it's benign. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go with that. At the same time, when he showed me the picture and why he thought it was benign, he said, I can't see anything spawning off it. It seems to be, all intact on its own. It feels like something that we can just cut and pull out.
Yeah.
So I was sort of reassured from that point of view. It was more, it comes back to that statistic around anything where you go under, there's a probability of you not coming back. So I was probably thinking more of that. It's like 1%. So that
was it that low? Were you worried about not waking up?
Yeah, not. I could be that one, that 1 in 100.
Well, but it's a genuine question because the thing is that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I worry, but I'm not overly. I was worried, and I probably kept it away my concern from the kids. My wife and I spoke about it. The reality didn't really set because we set March, so it's 2.5 months later. We're going to have this surgery, and I was fine during that. I worked. I got on with life. I just thought, what'll be. I'm quite a positive person, so I felt quite optimistic about it, the outcome. What I did, the reality sort of hit when I'm sitting down with my wife and we're now working out finances, which accounts are under me and how do I make sure you've got access to that. And then on the morning of the surgery, I'm going through my phone, looking at, all my friends and family and writing a list of who my wife should contact just in case. That was probably a bit of the, oh shit, this is serious.
Shit's getting real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up until that, I was relatively calm and I really liked the surgeon. I don't know. He was just a terrific guy.
Well, there you go. That's half the battle won if you like.
I felt very
who's
confident
cut
in
you
him.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? Like it's not like like a job interview. The person who's about to work on you. It was a recommendation. I didn't go and do my research. My doctor said his mother had a thoracic situation, and this surgeon, fixed her up. And
so you got to pick. Was it? Did you go?
You can
go
pick.
private or
private?
Yeah,
you can pick your surgeon, but I'm just this is all new to me.
It's not something that you sit down at the dinner table and go, all right, if this ever happens,
here's a list of their
I'm going to go
CVs.
with Dr. Feelgood over there. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, does it?
Yeah. So,
but it's like just talking to you, and I can see that you're reliving the reality of what you're facing, trying to put on a smile and be
put a brave face. For the kids.
Brave face, exactly. But ultimately, you're left with your own thoughts, going, well, there is a percentage, a risk that I might not come out of this. But a question to you: have you ever been put under for surgery prior to this?
No. Remember I spoke about the calcification in the knee. That was surgery to remove it, but nothing of this.
So
severity.
That's your second time going under.
Yeah, for wisdom teeth. That's it.
But you weren't fully under. So I'm talking about fully getting knocked out.
This is 3-hour surgery. This is pretty big.
Yeah. Well, this exactly.
No, I haven't. Not to that severity.
Yeah. So I'm hitting about 5 or 6 of those, and for me going forward, if it happens to me, every time it happens to me, I get more and more distressed about not waking up. Yeah, which is not a nice feeling. I mean, you want to trust the people around you, but the funny thing, I say the good thing, the funny thing about it is that when you actually get put under, it's actually really fucking nice.
Oh, it's a
good feeling.
Yeah,
it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
But waking up is just as great. So But as I said, it's interesting to hear somebody else's perspective to going through that process.
Yeah.
And as you say, realizing the fact that shit's real, and if you don't wake up, well, you can't just not think about what's going to happen after you're gone. I mean, you can't just ignore that fact. You've got a wife, you've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
So you've got to have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Even though you don't, it's like a will. People don't want to talk about will. They don't want to sit down and go, oh, somebody gets this, somebody gets that. I don't want to think about death. Because for me personally, that's the death's finite. That's it. Fucking that's it. Lights out. There's no coming back.
Yep.
There's no other side. There's no other side of the gate. or not. Who knows? Well, as I said, who knows?
Yeah, but you touched on a really important point, and that is to get the checks. Prevention's better than worrying down the line. If you get to that point, it's sad, but for me, it's around giving myself every opportunity. And there's so many tests now available, and they're not expensive. You're saying you're getting blood tests every 3 months. I'm annual. I'm looking at going 6 months.
I'm a little bit anal. I'm not a hypochondriac.
No,
but as I said, I want to make sure that. And the other thing is that I'm on TRT as well too, so I want to make sure that my lipid panel's fine and everything's checking out.
Yep.
Yeah, because there is cause and effect to taking hormones like that. So and just making sure that your ducks are in a row and you're getting those. Whether it's annual, biannual. Have you had a colonoscopy yet?
No.
Because that's fun if you're ever going to do that. Did you get the poo test at 50 or not?
Yeah. Done it. Had the honour of doing it twice now.
Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. But so once you get a result that means that you get a colonoscopy, I think it's about every 2 or 3 years they send it back out just to check it out. So that's good. You're clean and clear, which is another tick.
Yeah.
For a male, you get your PSA done with your bloods, no doubt.
Yep.
So that's all standard stuff, which is good.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's one test now. Things have changed so much. The science has changed so rapidly that it's one blood test, and I'm probably got about 25 markers that I can get feedback on. So it's terrific.
Yeah, there's actually more than that if you ask for it.
Yeah.
But your standard GP will give you the base ones.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is your GP can look at a patient and go, oh, we need to find more markers because there's obvious stuff, obesity or smoking or whatever.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's not fucking hard to do.
No.
We've got a great healthcare system. I say great.
Yeah.
It's as good as we've got. Medicare pays for your blood tests.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter how often you get them. It's covered under Medicare. Even stuff like the echocardiogram, that's covered under Medicare as well too. So no out of pocket. So all this sort of stuff is readily available. We're very, very lucky.
And the importance of getting a GP who you trust and you're honest with, and
as you say, your point exactly. Honesty. Like if he asks you how much you're drinking or whether you're smoking or not, fucking tell him.
Yep.
Because he's gonna figure it out. He's gonna figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, it's not their first rodeo. I mean, they see this shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
And look, if once again, I'm going to say this again. If there's any GPs out there that are listening to this that would love to come and sit and have a chat with me, that would be fantastic. If anybody knows anybody, please get them in touch with us.
Great.
Because we want these are the people we want to talk about, and we want to talk about what they're doing on a daily basis as well too, how their lives are as a general practitioner, what they're dealing with, what they're seeing, what they're not seeing, what everybody should be doing and not doing. So let's work on that, please. Let's work on that. Mate, that's it's a big search. You said it was only 3 years. That doesn't seem very long.
Roughly. I think it was about 3 years.
Yeah. So they've cracked. So you've got the same scar as your daughter, which is
apparently hers is a centimetre bigger. So she's got bragging rights. Yeah.
You can just tattoo on another.
Just add to it, stretch it out.
Yeah. As you get older, just get a little bit longer. I do that with my balls every year.
So you
can do a notch on the inside of my leg.
I was wondering why they're hanging on the ground.
I wish.
Look, I'm fine. It just clocked over 4 months. It's interesting because my surgeon, as he said his average patient is 70 to 75. So he said, I'm not going to prescribe a trainer for you because I'm confident you can get back and do your own thing. But
you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
What did he tell you not to do first up? I mean, how long did it take before you got... when we talked to each other, how long had it been since you've been in the gym?
I got back in the gym within 6 weeks, about 6 weeks.
And that was recommended?
He said, you know yourself, just don't do anything stupid, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. At the start, I'm walking around the block, and I'm in a sweat, so I knew it was going to take a long time to get back. I purposely stayed away from the gym for that reason. I didn't want to, because you're around people, a familiar environment, and all of a sudden you want to get back and train hard. So I gave myself 6 weeks. The mistake I made is I got off my medication a little early, and I started to. I was kicking the footy with my son, and I ended up back in emergency on a Saturday morning on Mum's birthday. So I spoiled the day.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, I woke up I didn't have a good night's sleep, and I was in pain. Simple as that. And
Pain as in like in the chest?
Yeah, it was more the base of the lung, and
Okay.
which is where part of the surgery was, and yeah, I was in pain and I couldn't get full breath, and I said to my wife, "I'll be all right," and she said, "No, you're an idiot. Let's go." So she took me straight to emergency, and I'm all embarrassed in that, obviously. Anyway, they said they did all the tests. You're fine. You're fine. What we've identified is you've just pushed too hard, too early, and you shouldn't have taken yourself off medication. And the only reason I did that, I was getting night sweats, and I was assuming that was related to the body just trying to sweat it out, get it out. And
It wasn't menopause, no.
No, I couldn't. No,
No vaginal dryness?
no, it's fine.
That's good.
Thanks for asking. And so
I had to plug
I
that
knew
in there
you'd
because
get
we
it in
talked about it
somewhere.
earlier.
I told you not to bring it up. So by the time I went to my GP, and he sort of, like, he's a great guy. We sort of said, "No, well, that was silly, and let's move on and let's learn from that." And then by the time I saw my surgeon, he was really good. He didn't judge. He sort of gave me that look like, "Yeah, I had a feeling that you might go a bit hard."
You're a grown-ass man and you still didn't listen to what your mum told you.
Stupid. Well, yeah, as I said, my wife was busy. My daughter played her first game of footy that day, so I missed the game. But my mum had to. Well, she stayed with me and just kept me company. 6 hours for her on her birthday, and I was just go. There's better ways to spend your birthday, but anyway, that was a learning, and probably advice to people is, yeah, follow the instruction.
Follow
Don't
the
push
advice.
Everyone said don't push yourself. I knew I was going to push the boundaries and that, but 4 months now, and I'm running about 4K. I might have to stop a few times, so I'm not where I was. And I'm hoping I get the extra 20% that they stole off me. So I'm looking forward to just continually getting better.
Was there any damage to the lung? Like, was there any? No. So it was just pushing against the lung.
Yeah.
So what's happening now? Once the growth is gone, is it just your lung trying to figure out the difference between what it had and what it's got now?
It's just trying to expand again, because I think it's also related to the post surgery. I mean, the lungs are depressed during the surgery to enable room to pull out, the tumour.
The tumour.
So the lungs have obviously been through a bit. The sternum was cut, so that all had to heal.
Yeah.
The best that I can understand is you basically expanding your lungs to its full capacity again. I'm hoping it's got a lot of extra room in there that it can fill into. That's my expectation. And it's slowly getting better and better. So with the running.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
And you said it was the lower part of your lung, like the lower part of your rib cage.
Yeah,
So
right
not-
at the
not-
base.
not here,
No,
like
it's
down here.
weird. Yeah, it's strange. Very strange.
Because I'm just feeling around, just thinking, there's nothing in there. How long did it take before they figured out it was benign? Was that pretty quickly?
It didn't feel quick enough. It was probably 2 weeks after surgery. I mean, they'd take a biopsy during the surgery, but it was probably 2 weeks by the time the pathology went to the surgeon.
They would if they took a biopsy during surgery, they would have known pretty quickly whether it was cancerous or not. Because the thing is that, and it's funny, I had this discussion with somebody just recently, is that that's why they take biopsies, is to figure out whether it's cancerous or not.
Yeah, correct.
Because then they know how much to cut out. Because you can't just immediately cut out the growth. You need to take out an amount of tissue, and then they have to ascertain, well, what can and we can't cut out for the future benefit or the health of the patients, which is for surgeons probably what keeps them up at night.
Yeah.
Is it how do we get rid of this growth and have a normal, healthy, functioning patient afterwards?
He did talk about the potential for a second operation if if he wasn't able to get. So they chopped a little bit, slither, I guess you call it, off the lung, because obviously there's an attachment there.
Okay, so that was my point previously, is that your lung was affected in some way.
Yeah, correct.
Apart from just having something removed that was pushing
Yeah,
against
pushing it. There's a little bit more than, there is an attachment.
You downplayed that a little bit, mate. I'm trying to get to the nuts and bolts, because that's obviously you're a 20% deficit on what you were.
Yeah.
And there's cause and effect. There's a reason why that's happening, and that's part of your lung.
But I know he definitely said he chopped a little bit in certain areas to, if there was potential growth, that he'd get it. But the surgeon did say there's always that potential for further surgery if it comes back, and there is benign. Obviously, they'll start to chop a little bit more until such point that they've removed it.
Of course. Did you get to keep it in a jar or not?
No, I didn't want to see it. I like a steak, and I was worried if I see it, I'm just going to be turned off meat. So, yeah. I don't think it would be too dissimilar to a chunk of steak.
You reckon? I thought it would look like a bit of a moon rock when all the shit's off. It'd be just calcium, like a big ball of chalk.
I don't know.
No?
I try not to think about it.
Fair enough. It's out of here. It's done and
maybe
dusted
one
now.
day I'll sort of, I wonder what that looked like. But
I'm sure there's plenty of images on Google if you want to Google.
Plus, if I took it, what would I do with it?
You just put it in the bar, mate. Put it on the. I swear you don't drink. Hey, Maddie, did we get some answers to my questions with regards to the type of tumour it was, or the cat? What was I?
So we were wondering, how does the calcium build up in the body?
Have we got a?
Yeah, so they've got a couple of reasons why. Vessel damage, obviously, any chronic inflammation of blood pressure tears inner artery walls and allows the body your body uses calcium to heal that. So that. Just general aging, so calcium naturally accumulates in soft tissue over decades of life, which is possibly where Darren's gone. Kidney disease and hypercalcemia, which is obviously an issue where you haven't too much of the calcium build up in the bones, and then it gets into the bloodstream.
There you go. Now, thanks for that, Matt. Can I just go back to one of the original conversations we had when you were a kid playing footy? You're talking about corkies.
Yeah,
and you're talking about calcification on the. Did you say on the bone or in the?
It's on the thigh. It's actually in the muscle.
In the muscle.
Yeah.
In the quad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to the side.
Right.
Femur,
dead in front.
Where it runs with. Dead in front.
Oh, dead in front. Yeah. It's looking at the scar here. It's probably about.
Oh, you got another scar.
Yeah. Yep. It's probably.
Hold on a second. I've got to have a look at it.
It's probably about 10 centimeters. I can't stand. 10 centimetres, and right there.
Did you see any of that, Matt?
Yeah. I went to the wide camera.
Oh shit!
All you had to do
not a
is
good
stand
look.
up and just go like that.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't. My earphones attached. Yeah, it was surreal because, and I can still feel it's got a slight hardness to it when I compare it to the other one. But where I call it aggravates, and probably. Not so much now, but when I was younger, any running, as soon as I ran on it. So
are you predisposed to this happening? Because it is the what happened with your thigh, is that the same as what?
I don't think so. I hope not.
Is it two different things? Because you say calcium, and we're talking about...
Yeah, it feels like a pattern there, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you not pick that up? Did you not question that?
No. This one for me was from a contact. This is a contact one. And it's not unusual. So obviously it's a fairly significant cork. I don't look at them as...
You don't relate that?
No.
As in your body's just doing some stupid
Loves
shit?
calcium.
Yeah, for some reason.
Don't know.
You're drinking too much milk, mate.
I've never broken a bone, so maybe there's something in that. But
well, because you got too much calcium.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, I know.
All wrapped up in the same thing. Yeah. Well, you don't have menopause and you don't have osteoporosis. Yeah, that's the one. Like some unfortunate females, like my wife.
Yes.
She rolled an ankle and broke a bone, and it's because of that.
Yeah.
You're just getting
Nasty.
old. It just sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, mate, I'm glad you came out of that.
Thank you.
And of course, out of that came the conversation that we had, and
Yep.
out of that comes the conversation we're having today. And obviously, the importance that we're talking about is just listen to your body.
Yeah.
I talked about previously, and I've talked about it previously, about that inner consciousness about, and some people are not aware of it until they get a little bit older.
Yeah.
and it's about listening to your body. Mate, sometimes I fucking get paranoid, and it's just like something's not working right or not beating right, and I'm going, whoa, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah.
And even just like me personally with panic attacks, and I get to the point where I get lightheaded, where I feel like I'm going to pass out, which is really fucking freaky.
Yeah.
It's not cool, and it's just your mind doing a fucking number on your body, which really sucks. You know?
Yeah, that's another area, isn't it? Just mental
yeah.
health. And
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that we now are able to talk about it a lot more and encourage people to speak up. As years ago, it was a taboo subject, and there's something wrong with you if you feel you need to share it, so you kept it to yourself. It's a little bit like being sick sometimes, but
I think, and which is great, but I think, and I've said it, that I think it's gone the reverse, where a lot of people may be using mental health as an excuse.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
which
agree.
we all know it happens.
Yeah.
And for those that are struggling with it, we're not talking about you guys. That's
Absolutely.
you know who we're
There's
talking
some genuine
Exactly.
mental
So
concerns.
as a 52-year-old male going, you've got a lovely wife, you've got a lovely family. Going forward with regards to you personally, your own personal goals, your own mental health, what's important to you, and what are you aspiring to?
I want to continue to do what I do. Like one of my philosophies. My first career, I was a teacher, and when I started teaching,
whoa. I think you told me this. What type of teacher?
I was primary teacher, so generalist, and then I ended up secondary teaching VCE, IT, and business. So we're talking year 11, year 12.
Cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you enjoy it?
Loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. Where am I eating? Sorry.
No, that's all right. I cut you off.
No, that's all right.
I cut you off. You were talking about
one of my
your career change.
Yeah. Before one of my philosophies always be live a life to the fullest, and influence others on that journey as well. And
it's pretty noble.
Yeah, and sorry, it comes back to your initial question, which was around what's next. But it's continuing that work. To what else? What can I still be better at? I'm back studying, so I want to further my career. I want to further some of my passions, academically and certainly in my career. But I often think about when I'm no longer the runner at my kids' games and playing that voluntary role. What else can I do? How can I still be involved with clubs and people? So I'm forever thinking that. I don't have all the answers at the moment.
Well, you're going to be an empty nester pretty shortly, aren't you?
Oh,
well, within
I don't know.
Well, you want to hope your kids aren't hanging around until they're 32.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I was pretty late myself.
Well, you're not Italian, so
yeah, but I was pretty late myself, so it's pretty comfortable. But so I'm forever thinking what's next. I'm not ready to retire. I love what I do. I love my my work. I'm always looking at what's on the horizon, and I think I've changed a little bit in the sense that it was always I was really choosing my destination, as now I'm a little bit more. I'm happy to get in the boat, put the sail out, and just see where it takes me.
That's a metaphor. You don't actually own a boat.
I don't, but I'm not even a waterman. So, no.
I was going to say we could talk about
No, don't go on the topic of that. You get nothing from me.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Even the beach. I'm involved with the surf club, and I hate the sand, but I love the water. I hate the sand, but so unless someone's prepared to carry me into the water,
you're one of those guys.
I hate the sand. I'm the one who wears the shoes on the beach.
Hey, that's fair enough. We're talking about, so I fucking hate sailing. I hate the wind. Somebody said to me, well, why don't you do the wake, the sailboard?
Yeah.
Not sailboard, what is it? Kite surfing.
Yep.
It's like, I fucking hate the wind. It's like, that's my worst day, being out in the wind.
Paddleboard?
Oh, yeah, paddleboard. Yeah, I've been boating all my life and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I love the water. I love being on the water.
Yeah.
Don't like the wind. And that's what I'm saying. I could not sit in a yacht and wait for it would just be, I'd just get frustrated. Like, fuck, can we not get there quicker?
Yeah.
It's got to have a motor on it.
Yeah. We're going to move
we
fast.
digress.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. But coming back to your point, or your question, I've been married 21 years. My wife and I together have never been.
Because we haven't mentioned your wife, and it's been an hour and 20 minutes, and she's probably going, why hasn't
where am
Darren?
I in this?
Yeah, exactly. Because every time we get somebody like yourself who's got a lovely wife, it's my job to bring them up because
okay.
otherwise you're just going to completely
you
forget
know
of it.
what,
So
never.
your lovely wife's name is
Rachel.
Rachel. Welcome, Rachel, to the show. I hope you're listening. I hope you're enjoying. Your husband's doing a great job so far.
Thanks.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. So Rach and I, last time we went away, just the two of us, was our honeymoon 21 years ago.
You said
So,
that,
yeah.
and you went to Fiji.
Fiji, an island. She was unwell 6 of the 7 nights.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was hard for me too, but yes, it wasn't good for her. She was in bed, so I ended up. Having
She
to-
wasn't pregnant.
No,
No?
it wasn't quite that early. No, but I had to suffer by playing volleyball with the Fijians. They love their volleyball.
Drinking kava.
so it was
and-
pretty tough
did
for
you,
me.
Did you try the kava or not?
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It's
It's something different.
it's okay. Yeah.
Well, for somebody that doesn't
it's-
drink, it's definitely an alternative. to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
If you're going to get a buzz in some
Yeah.
way. But there you
Yeah,
go.
it was good.
Your
so,
poor wife.
so unfortunately, I feel for her because, we're travelling next year together, but
Where you off to then?
Maldives,
Maldives.
sorry.
How long?
7 or 8 nights, I can't remember. So that'll be nice. But look, as I mentioned, a lot of our time's been spent. We have been away with the kids, obviously, but yeah, it'll be nice to celebrate just the two of us.
So going forward, because as you said and you mentioned it in the email when we first discussed about the website, about the podcast. Sorry, is that you haven't done a lot of travel. You're not well travelled.
Not as
And-
much as a lot of people.
Yeah, but there's no way that you should put yourself up against them in
Yeah,
any
true.
grading system. I
True,
mean,
true.
That you've done the best that you could
Yeah.
possibly do for your wife and family. Maybe now that once your kids get older,
Yeah.
you're going to do a little bit more of that,
That'd be
which
great.
for me it would be fantastic to see. Spread your wings, go find out what's going on in the rest of the world, and enjoy the time together with your wife, because you guys, by the sounds of it, you've done a really fucking amazing job raising your kids. They're going to be awesome citizens going forward. They're going to have grandkids, and then if you want to step back in when that happens or step aside, it's entirely
There's
up to you. But
choices.
yeah, exactly. But as I said, there's a lot of people in your situation
Yeah.
that haven't had the opportunity to spend their time with their kids,
Yeah.
and then they're probably regretting that now. You know, maybe they've been on too many holidays without their kids, and it was like, well, why didn't we experience that time with our kids?
Yeah.
So there's no
no
right or wrong
answer.
answer. No, exactly. So I hope I see that in your future. And
Yeah,
is that
thanks.
something that you aspire to? Is that something that you're looking forward to? Have
Yeah.
you talked about it with your wife?
Yeah, we have. Not as far as destinations, but yeah, certainly wanting to do that. I was fortunate twofold. One was I did do some work in China. So part of when I was a teacher, opening up a sister school there, so helping set their technology up. So that was real good. That was good culture experience. So
Did you go alone or with your wife?
no, she stayed home. I think we had kid by then, a first child. And then I was fortunate. Look, unfortunately, Rachel didn't come with, obviously having the kids, but I went to my parents. A lot of people, go to Turkey, go to see Gallipoli, and I think that's
Get a
great.
hair transplant, do your teeth. Yeah. I understand why they go to Turkey.
I decided to do a Western Front tour, which is the same war, but this is battle within France, heading into Germany. Germany in Belgium. So I went with my parents. They were planning that, and that was really nice to experience that. I always wanted to know more about our fallen soldiers and
Your history
and
buff,
nurses.
is that something that fascinates you?
Not a huge amount, but certainly that's something that was appealing to me just to find out, and certainly keep that legacy front of mind. I think it's really, really important. It's significant what Australia and New Zealand did. Both Gallipoli and the Western Front. So yeah, just going there with my parents. That was the last trip we all did together. Going to cemeteries, hearing the stories, because a lot of people on the tour were going there to see relatives, obviously in the graves. So to hear their stories, it was life changing. It was great. Sorry, we're just sharing that in terms of travel.
No, not at all.
and then
That's the thing. Is like everybody has their own experiences.
Yeah.
Wherever they travel, and to hear their perspective on that. Like
Yeah.
we just talked recently with Shane Antrobus
Yep.
about Kokoda and about the cemetery and the history of the war, and his perspective was different to mine, but it was great to hear that.
Yeah.
But once again, for both, it was very humbling to understand that there's all these people, all these young people that sacrificed their life for the country.
Yeah.
And they say for what we have now, I don't fully understand. I don't fully choose your words. I don't fully respect that sentiment.
Yeah.
Because things could go either way.
Sure.
But I think the crutch of it is that war just fucking makes my skin.
Oh, I
crawl.
totally agree.
It's just complete. And I've said it. It makes no fucking sense. And if I was going to be conscripted, I would go, nah, put me in fucking jail. I don't want to fucking fight for a country or a regime, which ultimately probably comes back to one single white fucking male, and yeah.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no
without
one
going
wins.
into
No one
politics.
wins a war.
No, exactly.
The reality, the number of people who have fallen from it, and the collateral damage from that is just extensive, and costs, and it ruins countries, and it's such a shame. For what?
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, for what? Well, you look at what. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about what's going on. No politics. That's it. We're done.
True. Just to end it, the typical family holidays have been Bali and
well, that
Thailand.
was a fucking big swing, wasn't it?
I just thought I'd bring us back.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing that back. So, typical family holiday in Bali. You like Bali? Good.
Oh, look, Bali, Thailand. It's typical. You ask the kids what do they want in a holiday. Not so much now, but when they were younger, it was a place that's got 3 pools.
Yeah.
So and it's hot. So
Yeah.
that pleases everyone. Having said that, we've explored a little bit of Australia, not as much as what I'd like, but certainly.
There's probably a lot of Australians that don't even know a lot of places around.
And that's also what my wife and I want to do. It's not only about heading overseas; it's also discovering more of our own country.
So you're going to get a Jayco and just hook it up to
Hook
the
it
4x4.
Yeah, so people do that. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, look, I get it. I fully understand it. It's like people that like cruises.
Yeah,
whatever floats your boat, mate.
Exactly.
Whatever
It's your
floats
holiday, right?
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to tell you what you should like and shouldn't like, but
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to our latest episode of LUID State of Mind. Don't forget to head to our website, luidstateofmind.com, for all our previous podcast episodes and, of course, our famous merch. We've just released a new range of merchandise, and there's something for everyone. So head to luidstateofmind.com and buy something today. That's P number 3 for me.
Is it?
I said to you at the
Whiskey's going down well.
I said to you, it's not a lot of fluid, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good thing. You're comfortable.
Well, I said to you at the start of it's not an end-to-end process. So you can stop. We can stop and start and do anything we want.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't talk about because in the notes that you sent me that you do or you've done high rocks.
I modify high rocks. So part of the training and so Saturday mornings I was doing it at the gym and on my own. So I was doing it with a group of friends and plus myself. So it's sort of extended from what I do on the Sunday. When I say modify it, you know how there's 8 exercises, obviously.
So the reason why I bring it up is that I've heard about it. I know about it.
Yeah.
I've never really understood it.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to explain it or do you want to get a video to
probably
explain
best
it?
to show the video.
Maddie's got a video. So we're going to play this. Hopefully it doesn't get flagged by, it shouldn't get flagged by YouTube.
Essentially, High Rocks is a fitness race that combines running, strength, and functional training all into one event. Each race includes 8 workout stations, and each station is separated by a 1-kilometer run, for a total of 8 kilometers, which is around 5 miles. The stations are 1,000-meter ski-erg, 50-meter sled push, 50-meter sled pull, 80-meter burpee broad jump, 1,000-meter row, 200-meter farmer's carry, 100-meter sandbag lunges, and 100 wall balls. So the format is pretty simple. You're running, then immediately jumping into a workout while already fatigued, and then going back into running again. The constant back and forth between running and functional fitness is what makes the High Rocks race unique. And before I break down how to train for a High Rocks, I want to quickly take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's...
All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, so 8 stations, separated by a 1K run. So
Yes.
you're doing straight up, you're doing 8Ks.
Yes.
And then you've got these fucking crazy exercises. Well, they're not crazy. Oh, the burpee, was it the burpee jump? That's
The
stupid.
burpee jumps.
Fucking.
Depends who you ask. I
No,
think
burpees are stupid.
Yeah.
They should
I
should
don't know
be
why
outlawed.
they included that, but yeah. Having said that, I know some people go, that's not the most difficult. I mean, some of those sled pushes and pulls and wall
The wall
toss.
did, yeah, so they've got to do 100 of those. So
Well, that's competition. So I want to be really clear. I modify it because if I was to do it in the group of people I do it with, if we were doing all 8 AKs of running plus the 8 stations, we'd be there over, I reckon, 2 hours at least. I don't know. But so we fit it into about an hour and 15.
okay, yeah, so
That's
it's
warm up.
reduced. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
reduce it, I modify it. We do 5 exercises or 5 stations rather than, occasionally do 6. I'll even change it up a little bit. We might do a 500-metre run and then, change, swap and do, 500-metre row. And so I might halve it but do twice as much as what we normally do. So I'm not doing it for competition.
I was going to say, that was my question. Have you ever done a competition?
No.
You haven't done it?
Never done
Is
a
it on the
competition.
radar to do it or not?
No, not at the moment. For me,
Because
it's a lifestyle.
apparently Kennedy's have just been, they've been certified as a High Rocks gym.
Yeah.
Is that what's happened?
I think it's a certification, but I know that because Danny raised it with me, the owner. Danny's said to me, you should try this. So he actually inspired me to get into it. Back then, he didn't have a lot of that equipment, but yeah, I know he's definitely invested in all that equipment, so you can actually do a full High Rocks session.
Well,
which is
the
cool.
Kennedys have everything you need to do exactly what we
Yeah.
just saw in the video.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is great. So that's Danny, man. In fact,
I
he
know.
just keeps on growing and just get.
It is.
If he could, he'd have a building that is 10 times the size and would have millions of pieces of equipment, and that would be heaven for him.
Yeah, I
which
know.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
Heaven for the rest of us too. But having said that, what he's got's terrific. So, but yeah, you're right. It's been a big investment. So I don't do it for the competition. I have spoken to people about, their interest in doing competition. We have some people who train at the gym for competition, but for me, it's lifestyle. So it's just I won't stop. I'm not doing it for a particular event. I'm doing it for life.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about High Rocks is that although it's another evolution in the fitness realm, like F45 and all these other things that have come, and some of them are still there.
Yeah.
I get how fitness evolves, and people want something new. They want something different. They want something more challenging. They want more dynamic.
Yeah.
And we've got Helen, one of our previous guests, just did a High Rocks in Sydney.
Yeah.
And to set yourself a goal to complete that
It's great.
is no different to wanting to run a marathon or anything else.
Correct.
And for anybody personally,
Yeah.
I think you should be doing that. That should be. You should not be settling for the status quo.
Correct.
It's like challenge yourself. If whether it's physical fitness or mental agility or skills or a job or anything, just go out and elevate yourself.
Yeah, and what you do, modify it to your skills at the time or where you're feeling comfortable, but progressively overload if you can do that. That's really good. I love it because that hour and 15. The heart rate's probably 150 plus average.
They call that zone 2 or zone 3.
That's getting into the zone 3.
Yeah.
And then 1,000 calories. Not that I'm a calorie counter, but it just emphasises that it's a lot of energy is used.
That's a lot of beers burn, mate. That's a lot of beers burn. On my scale, I would be absolutely ripped if beer wasn't part of the equation. But that's just the way I like it. Hey, man, look, I hope you've achieved everything that you wanted to today.
Yeah, thank you.
Going forward, for you personally, what's on the radar for you? What you're going to walk out of here today? Hopefully on a bit of a high. What's the outlook? What's the forecast for you?
Do you mean when I walk out next week, the week after, from the moment I walk out here?
No, not
I'm going straight to the footy ground.
I'm going to see you hopping and skipping into your car, and you got to go somewhere. Hopping, don't do that. So look at Italian. We're going to edit it out.
Yeah.
Not from the minute you walk out the door, mate. So what's next for you? What's your next challenge? What's your next box you want to tick?
Look, it's still the health thing. I want to get back to minimum where I was. My strength's really good. So from my surgery, 4 months, strength's great. So the cardio I'm still working on. So I'm facing some mental demons there, just in terms of how do I get to that next stage. I sort of feel I'm sort of getting a sticking point at the moment with particularly my running. So I'll keep working on that. Work's interesting for me because I've gone from where I've led large teams, and I love that. But when you're working with people, there's a lot of stress associated with that, relationships, which we touched on. As opposed to at the moment, I've got a lighter load of more consulting type role at the moment with a massive program of work, a large organisation. I'm loving it, but I'm missing that fight again. I'm missing that big one. So I do need to, have a little bit of a rethink. I mentioned before about letting the sail out. I'm all about destination picking still. You've got to know where you want to head. But I'm still sort of deciding what's next for me. As I mentioned, family is huge for me. So getting through the sports this year and everything, particularly having two at uni, one at year 11. So, they're obviously a huge focus at the moment. And then, as I mentioned, Rach and I just getting our family right in terms of holiday, heading overseas.
Yeah, it sounds like it's sorry to stop you there, but it sounds like you and Rach need to take some time out because you've obviously done an amazing job doing what you're doing, raising your kids.
We've done what we think like a lot of people.
I think maybe just a little bit of advice. Maybe you should start being a little bit more selfish. Yeah.
Well, we are. I guess that's where we're heading overseas. Having said that, we're also renovating. We've done quite a few renovations, but fence.
Fucking never stops with you guys, does it?
Well, it's really exciting actually. I'm in the front fence and all that. That's not the bee's knees, but for us, putting a sauna and spa in the backyard, it's going to be great. I got an ice bath, so those are really going to complement.
Oh, cool.
I'm really excited.
So you've got the trifecta. You've got the ice bath, you've got the sauna and the spa.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay a gym to go and do any of that stuff.
Yeah. But I
might come to your place.
Yeah, you're most welcome. I think that the joke we have is because it was actually the kids who wanted the spa particularly, but you talk about the kids leaving at some stage. I think we're making it hard for them to leave. So they'll hang around. You
just want to not fill the spa. Tell them it's broken.
Yeah. Or you can sit and look at it, watch us in it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, that's good to hear, mate. It's good to see. And as I said, once again, I really appreciate your time here today.
Thank you.
And once again, it started from a simple conversation, which is beautiful.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it,
mate. It's all about you today. It's all about you. You've done an awesome job.
Thank you.
And as I said, I really appreciate it. So if you want to come back, even if it's just to go through the gift shop again, you're more than welcome, mate.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you again.
That's a wrap. Brendan. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in and for your time. You know the vibe, I'm steady living until I die. It's a LUID state of mind, and we showed you that. Keep it authentic and real, I hope you coming back. Hey, make sure that you subscribe, cause we got it popping all the time, and it's going down. If you wanna elevate, wanna live a better life, keep it locked here. You know it's a LUID state of mind, let's go.